At your service. A good fighter can win with a poor weapon, just as a good weapon might save a poor fighter's life. But put a good weapon in a good fighter's hand, that's when the real art happens. I'm not vain enough to call myself an artist. I'm just a guy who puts good weapons in the hands of good fighters. Do you know where the duelist tradition came from, Exile? The Ezamites. Early on, those Western potato munchers worked out that war was a pretty bloody stupid idea, at least the wholesale slaughter side of it. So they fashioned themselves a tradition of championship. Here's how an Ezamite battle would go. Both sides get dressed up in their fiercest and finest war garb. They'd all prance about, banging drums and flinging curses at each other. Then when everyone was het up enough, a few chosen lads or lasses would step forward and fight it out. To the death, usually. The point of it all? My champions win, and I get to have that fish-filled estuary on my border. Your champions win, and I hand over a few hundred cows. Deal done, and most of us get to go home. The Eternals pinched the idea from the Ezamites, and the Oriathans pinched the idea from the Eternals. I was invited into Duresso's Hall of Swords on my 15th birthday, Oriath's youngest ever initiate. The same age as Duresso was, when he put a rusty dirk through the eye of a seasoned murderer in a back alley pit in Theopolis, his first ever kill. We came from nothing, Duresso and I. My old man was quick with the blade, but even quicker with his coin. I had to earn my respect and my gold the hard way, just like Duresso did. When you've nothing to lose, you have everything to win. It's not about being the fastest or the strongest or the smartest. Duresso was none of those, and neither am I. It's about how many times you thrust that blade, how many times you parry that killing blow. It's about how many times you're willing to bleed and heal and bleed again. In his younger days, Duresso lost more fights than he won. He was never seen without a bandage on his person somewhere. But he never gave up, because he and I both worked out early on that you have to get hit before you learn how not to get hit. Duresso claimed the Crown of Swords one day, and the beautiful Lady Mervale the next, though he soon learned that prizes are easier to earn than they are to keep. I've worn that crown and won myself the mantle of husband 3 times over. Managed to keep the crown longer than most. But those lovely ladies worked out pretty quick that being good at the arena isn't the same as being good at the hearth. So there's one thing I've learned that even the great Duresso never did. You can spend your life learning how to fight, but it doesn't matter a damn if you don't know what you're fighting for. I don't take a man's life in a duel. I earn it. Varici steals lives like he steals everything else. As fine as she is feral. That's Tora. Nice to watch from afar. Up close, I'm not a fan of claw marks on my ass. Sometime soon, I'm going to teach Katerina the definition of rest in peace. Zana needs to stop cataloguing life and start living it. I'd show her the world if I could. Yet I don't think I'm even on her map. Elrion has his battles, and I have mine. Yet we fight for the same god. The Karui have spent centuries perfecting the art of war, and Haku is one of their finest artists.